would not change our everyday experience, because if it was powerful enough to interact with us, to have the effects that we see in Star Wars, then we would have found it.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a good point. It's not that when scientists or communicators, something like that, are trying to explain something, it's not that, you know, physicists in particular want to debunk the idea of something. It's you would love to find something like that.
That would be awesome.
You could make your whole career.
I would, yeah, Nobel Prize.
Oh, yeah.
She just knows the Force. Wait, is that how? That's not how the Force works.
We actually do talk about fifth force experiments, and that's not about the Force, but it's about like a force that might only act between particles of dark matter or something like that, and not interact with the regular matter that we see all around us. And you know, and so there are experiments that are trying to find those signs of those fifth force effects, and yeah.
So we still might find something that pervades all living things.
But you know, we can also find, you know, we do have technology that can sort of mimic it, correct? I mean, we were just talking before the panel about brain-computer interfaces. I was just on Friday testing this one that runs wirelessly, and you kind of attach it to the front of your head, and it hooks up with your iPhone, and you blink your eyes and take pictures and play games where you shoot things. It's awesome. You could conceivably, if some other people had that, affect things. You could communicate with them that way.
Yeah.
This is still in its infancy as a technology. Usually you need to get like scary implants in your brain or something like that, or wear an ugly skull cap. But you know, wearing a patch on your forehead isn't nearly as bad. And so I'm very interested to see where that technology goes, because it will look to an untrained eye like magic, like telepathy. What is that line? You know, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and that really is what you want to go for when it comes to Star Wars, I think.
Yeah, and I think I'll go on record saying if brain surgery will give me some kind of, yeah, I'll do it.
You get an implant, really?
Oh, they'd have to shave my hair.
You'd have to shave your hair. That hair's awesome.
Yeah.
So you just do one patch.
Okay, never mind. The other big nerd debate that always goes down with Star Wars, to me, it has to be lightsabers. Everyone wants them. Everyone wants to be them. You know. Maybe. Diana, how might a lightsaber work? Could I get one? Could I deflect blood? You can start.
Short answer is a two-letter word. No.
Well, we're hearing that a lot today.
But
unfortunately. But why?
Yeah.
So lightsaber, like I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of lightsaber is plasma, which you guys have probably all heard. Plasma is a state of matter, just like liquids and solids are. But what a plasma is it has so much energy that the charges have separated. So it's basically, you can also have okay. I'm so excited.
She's so excited.
So excited. It's all about plasmas. So plasma is a gas of charged particles. So you could just have like an electron plasma, or you could have a positron, like an antimatter particle plasma. You can have, I have friends that make that in their lab every day. It's amazing. They should be here. So
you got the name?
Yeah, I'm just calling up. Okay, yeah. So plasma is what I think would be what a lightsaber is made of, but the problem with plasma is that it's extremely hot. So if you stand still for even a little bit of time with your lightsaber, it's very quickly going to start, you know, transferring heat, or it's going to radiate heat via infrared radiation to you, or it's going to transfer heat to the air, start plasmifying air around.
I mean, you wouldn't want to lose your hand in the Star Wars universe.
You wouldn't want to lose your hand. So the other problem is that typically.
Oh wait, that happens constantly. If you had a robot hand, it might be easier to hold on.
I feel like you've probably counted how many times.
It's like around 20. If you count, technically, if you count Grievous with multiple arms, you also count creatures, and then it's gonna...
Okay, so in order to control plasma is these charged particles. We know that we can control charged particles with magnetic fields, which would be one way to control where the plasma is. Otherwise, it's just like any gas, it's going to spread out. It's really hot, it's got a lot of pressure, it wants to spread out. So you could potentially control it with a magnetic field, but the biggest problem I see is that when the lightsabers come together, they don't pass through each other, which makes no sense, because if you've got anything that acts like this, it's like glowing, it's probably some kind of gas, and so they'd have to have some kind of structure in the middle of the lightsaber, and then like where do you put that? Does it go back into the hilt? Who knows? Like these questions plague my mind.
What if, like, plasma can be contained in, like, starting, when we're looking into fusion reactions, we have like these machines called tokamaks, and they contain plasma in a ring with a toroidal field, which is just, it looks like a double helix, around the plasma.
But how big are those machines? They're not going to carry around.
Wait, just hear me out. So if you had one of a lightsaber with a toroidal field spinning one way, and another lightsaber with a toroidal field spinning, just happens to be spinning the other direction, could there be some interactions in the magnetic field that would prevent them from, this is a video I made, so say yes.
I mean, like, it would just be really hard.
Yeah, but...
And like,
it's also really hard to contain. Like the magnetic fields to contain. Like tokamaks are for these fusion reactors, and those would be would completely revolutionize energy production if we could get those to work. And people are trying really hard, and have been trying really hard for like 50 years, and we still can't get like a massive, huge structure to contain the plasma in the right kind of magnetic field to get it not to like burn through the walls and
the tokamak would be an appreciable percentage of this room.
And so putting that into like a little stick.
Yeah. But,
so if lightsabers are plasmas, let's have a moment of silence for the ingenuity of the people in the Star Wars universe. I actually have a question for Diana, because we're talking about plasma, it's the closest, it's not like, it's canon or anything, but it's the closest thing we have that we know of in physics that could possibly, with a lot of ingenuity, eventually be a lightsaber. But what if there's a different state of matter? We're talking about new forces and new particles. What if, is there anything else that could be?
I mean, yeah, there are other states of matter. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Bose-Einstein condensates are another state of matter.
They're very, very cold, though.
Exactly.
But you could have quark gluon plasma, which Brookhaven produces.
Well, but this is a state of matter that we have recently, in the last few decades, discovered. We've seen Bose-Einstein condensates for the first time. So we're seeing new states of matter, but they're in such controlled environments, and they're really cold. And there's like superfluids. Is that another state of matter?
I didn't even ask them to talk about this. This is what we get around, and just you have. That's what I love about this kind of discussion, is that you cannot keep Star Wars nerds from like, okay, but Einstein condensates.
But
a cold
it's an interesting
saber.
question though with Bose-Einstein condensates and they're being cold, because we assume that the lightsaber is hot. What if it's super cold?
Well, it probably wouldn't be emitting light like it is if it's super cold, so that's another problem I have with the lightsaber. It's the different colors. Like, have you guys ever seen, what are they called? Tesla coils? Yeah, where they emit like those lightning things. So they always make lightning bolts basically of the same color. They're kind of like this purplish color, because that's the color that you make when you make plasma, when you ionize the gases in air. So, right? Color lightsabers. So how do you make like a red one?
You have
or a blue one?
technically, you can use a focusing crystal.
Louder.